Hi there and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about sunglasses. Many of you are probably hoping that I am going to share with you all of the sunglasses that I have, and then in the drop-down box provide links so that you can purchase them. But that is not what I am going to do today. The reason for that is one of the biggest mistakes that we can make when purchasing sunglasses is we base our decision on what we think is going to look good on us off of someone else. A lot of times we end up making a purchase and the glasses just don't seem to look as good on us as it did our friend or our sister or our coworker. Well, there is a reason for that. It's really just like clothing. If we base our decision on what we want to purchase when we see something on someone else, we could end up discouraged or frustrated because it's not going to look the same on us. When you are shopping for clothing, accessories, whatever it may be, you want to look at people that have similar qualities as you do. For example, when you're purchasing clothing, if you see someone that has a frame built like yours, then you are probably pretty safe to purchase something that they wear, or a style that they wear may inspire you to find similar styles. But if you are looking at someone who has a completely different body shape, it's not going to look the same on you. One of the biggest things that we as women can do for ourselves is get in tune with what our shape and our features are, because that will help us so much when we do our shopping. Well, today we're going to talk about sunglasses, and when you shop for sunglasses, you really want to pay attention to the shape of your face. That is going to be an indicator of what is going to look good for you. Now, most of you should know what the shape of your face is. It's not that difficult to figure it out. If you have a round face, you probably know you have a round face. I have a very long rectangular face. It's very easy for me to recognize that because number one, my face is long and it's very angular. It's not round. I have very sharp features. I have a very distinct jawline. So I am very angular. When you have features like this, choosing the proper sunglasses can really go a long way. And let me just share before we really get going that you really can do whatever you want to do. There's no hardcore rules. If you want to purchase way oversized sunglasses, but you have a small, petite face, who am I or anyone else to tell you not to do that? You get to do whatever you want with yourself. But if you are looking for tips and suggestions on how to purchase something such as sunglasses that are going to flatter and compliment you, I'm your gal. That's what I'm here to do today. We have different shape faces. We have the oval face, which is actually the easiest to work with. An oval can pretty much wear anything because there's a lot of symmetry to that face. It's not round, it's not angular. It's kind of like an hourglass body shape. The hourglass figure can pretty much get away with wearing whatever they like because their body is already balanced. They already have symmetry. It's those of us that don't have the symmetry that have to pay attention to what we are wearing because we want to give that illusion. Well, the same thing applies with sunglasses. You want to give illusion to your face and you want to soften some distinct prominent features. You may want to add or you may want to subtract in certain areas. For example, if you have a round face, you don't want to add to the roundness. You want to subtract. You want to narrow it in. And sunglasses, just like any accessory, can do the job. Again, the oval face can pretty much get away with anything. We also have the square face. We have the round face. We have the heart-shaped face. We have the oblong face, and we have the rectangular face. Now, many websites will classify oblong and rectangular in the same category. I really can't appreciate that because I'm a rectangle, and to me, oblong really is just a long face, but it's more circular. I think of more like an egg. But when you're rectangular, that's a distinct shape in itself. And that is what I am, so I try to work with that. I've done a lot of studying on what looks the best on my face, from my eyewear, my sunglasses, to what accessories are going to soften my angles, and also makeup placement can play a key role. There's a plethora of information out there if you want to get in tune with the things that are going to look the best on you. For sunglasses, what the real goal is, you want to do the opposite of what your natural features are. For example, because I am angular, I want to look for something more rounded because I want to soften the angles. I have a narrow face, so if I want to widen my face, I also want the temples to perhaps go out a little bit because I'm already so narrow. So we want to bring the eye outward. I also want to shorten my face. So there's nothing wrong with going with a little bit of an oversized glass because that will take up a lot of space on my face and it can make me look not so long. Again, I know these things because I have studied. Now, that doesn't mean that I can't step outside of the box and wear whatever I would like. It's just that is what is going to complement my features the best. It's going to soften those angles. If you have a round face, it's going to be the opposite. You are going to look for something that has angles when you are shopping for your sunglasses. That is going to offset the roundness of your face. You will be happy to know that I did my homework for all of you. In the drop-down box of the video, as well as on the corresponding blog post, I categorized each of the face shapes and I did some shopping for you to save you some time. You will find links under each category of what sunglasses are going to complement your face shape and your features the best. I also try to find sunglasses in all different price points. The other thing that you'll want to pay attention to when shopping for your sunglasses, what color is going to flatter you the most? Don't go with all black plastic frames and a really dark lens if you're somebody who is lighter skin and has lighter hair. It's just too much. It can really age you, so be very careful with that. If you are a winter, generally black is really going to flatter you well. If you are more of a spring or maybe a summer, probably a little bit softer tones are going to look great. I think it's fun to add in some color with your sunglasses as well. I have a beautiful lilac pair of sunglasses here. These are round. I cannot look directly at the camera because my ring light will pick them up. But I love these fun, colorful sunglasses here. They are round, so they are going to offset the angles of my face. Another tip I want to share is just because something is a trend doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go with it. The same applies for clothing. If a particular top is all the rage and it is the style of the season, but it does not flatter your body, don't feel that you need to purchase that top or tops like that. If the hot commodity pieces of the season don't flatter you, then wear classic pieces. I'm wearing a classic sheath dress. That's flattering for me. I don't necessarily need to go out there and wear something super trendy. So bear that in mind with sunglasses as well. If you have very petite features, be very careful because you don't want your sunglasses to swallow your face. I have to be careful because I do have very petite features. On the other hand, if I go with something a little bit bigger, it can make my face appear a little less long, but I'm dealing with the small features as well. If I find a pair of sunglasses that are a little oversized, but yet I don't know if they're going to swallow my small features, I may pick them up, try them out, see what I think. Trust your gut instinct and be careful when you ask someone else how your sunglasses look on you because they may not understand the theory behind our features and what flatters us most. So make sure you're asking someone who has a great sense of style. Don't just ask anyone. always ask someone who you feel is pretty savvy in that area. It's kind of like diet and weight loss. You don't ask someone overweight how to eat clean and exercise. You're going to go to someone who obviously knows what they're doing. And it's like that in many areas of our life. If you are completely stumped and you don't know what your face shape is, I will have an article or two down below that will give you a little test so that you can figure out what your face shape is. But for the most part, if we have prominent anything, we know it. If you have big hips, you know you have big hips. If you have a wide jawline, you probably know you have a wide jawline. Often those things are a negative in our world. Those are what we consider our flaws, but we really shouldn't look at it that way, but we just naturally do. We see it as a flaw. It's really just working with what you have, bringing out your positive features that you love and emphasizing those and trying to soften or make the other areas that maybe you don't like as much not as noticeable. And again, this really applies in all areas when it comes to wardrobe. Your accessories, your handbags, all of this plays a pivotal role, and I'd love to get more videos out on that. Let me talk a little bit about aviators. I know that they have been popular forever. They are a classic, but I do have to share, very few people actually look good in aviators. And as you get older, ladies, be very careful with the aviators because they're very teardrop shaped. And what they do is they droop the face. They drag the face down. Well, we are already dealing with gravity and things are sagging. And the last thing we want to do is sag our face. But again, what happens is we see aviators on someone and they look fantastic, and therefore we want to go out and get a pair. But there's a good chance that person that looks great in them is probably in their 20s and can get away with anything. So be very careful with the aviators. I cannot wear aviators at all, especially with my long rectangular face. It just drags me down, down, down. Instead, I find something else that looks really good on me that can be casual and take on the role that an aviator perhaps would. Again, we're dealing with a little bit of roundness, which is what I like, as well as softening the natural features that I have. Before I leave you to start clicking on the links under your category and do your sunglass shopping for the spring and summer season, I want to talk about what I do to clean my sunglasses. Now, we all know that when we purchase sunglasses, they come in a nice case, and generally there's a little lens cloth in there, and that's great. I always keep it in there, but I do pick up these nice and clean lens cleansing wipes. They're little towelettes that come in individual packages. This is what they look like. There's actually two. I just ripped one apart. I keep a couple of these in my handbag. I keep a couple in my makeup case. I keep a couple in my car. These are great for cleaning your sunglasses as well as your phone. So these get a lot of use. You can pick them up at Walmart. I'll have some listed below from Amazon. The other thing that I really love is this little device by Peeps. This was just brought to my attention recently, and I am definitely going to pick one up. So I will have that linked below as well. And that covers all the tips for purchasing sunglasses that are going to look amazing on you. Don't forget to check out the links in the drop down. If I can't fit all of them there, you'll have to go to the corresponding blog post. Often it's a little bit easier to shop there anyway. There you have it, the sunglass buying guide with plenty of tips on how to shop for sunglasses for you and your face shape. Comment suggestions, any tips that you may have to add are always appreciated. All right, I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.